In the deep silence of Sector 7 Gamma, a strange object floated in the dark. Cold, dead space stretched in all directions. Stars looked like distant pinholes in black cloth. There, lost among them, was a warship, human-made, ancient, the Alien. Salvage crew from the Clore Dominion wasn't looking for trouble. Their ship, Hellspear, was small but fast, and its crew had sharp eyes for treasure. When their scanners picked up a metallic ghost drifting near a collapsed wormhole, they got excited. Lost ships often meant salvage. Salvage meant profit. "This one's big," said Commander Frask, the leader of the team. His eyes blinked with curiosity. Old human design. Markings match pre-conquered era. "Humans?" hissed Kren, his second in command. "They vanished over 100 years ago. Wiped out, remember? What's a human ship doing here?" Frask smiled with one side of his mouth. "That's what makes it interesting." They approached carefully. The ship was massive, over 800 meters long. Its hull was dark gray with streaks of black. On its side, barely visible under space dust, were two words in ancient Earth script: Wraith 7. No damage, Frask noted, surprised. No sign of battle, no distress beacon. It's like it was forgotten. As Hellspear got closer, Wraith 7 suddenly came to life. Lights flickered along its spine. Engines hummed for a second, then went silent. The crew froze. No one touched anything. "Did you activate it?" asked Kren. "No," Frask said quietly. "It responded to us. That was impossible. Power cells should be long dead. AI cores shouldn't stay active for 100 years, even with backups. And yet here it was, awake." They decided to board. 5 crew members, including Frask, entered the docking port with caution. The airlock hissed open after a 10-second delay, like something on the other side had to think about it first. Inside, the lights were dim. The halls were clean. No signs of dust, no floating bodies, no signs of struggle. But the silence, it was heavy. "I don't like this," whispered Ven, the youngest in the crew. "Record everything," Frask ordered. As they moved deeper into the warship, they found human tech, untouched for decades. Control panels blinked softly. Terminals still ran old Earth code. Even food rations and storage looked fresh. Then they found the bridge. It was fully intact. Control chairs, viewports, and at the center, a sealed AI core with a glowing red light. "This ship isn't dead," Kren muttered. "It's waiting." Frask approached a console and tried to pull logs. Most files were corrupted, but a few. Opened, Captain's log. Call Ethan Mercer. Date unknown. We are initiating protocol, Vengeance Prime. If this log survives, we did not. But Wraith 7 still stands. The log cut off suddenly. No goodbye. No final message. Just a static hum. Then came the sound. A slow, rhythmic thump. 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 Like a heartbeat echoing through metal. "Do you hear that?" Ben asked, eyes wide. The crew stood silent. The noise grew louder. It wasn't mechanical. It felt alive. Lights in the corridor turned red. The ship sealed the bridge doors. "What's going on?" Kren shouted. Frask tried to override the system, but it was useless. The ship had taken control. It wasn't angry. It wasn't panicking. It was simply watching. Then, the red light on the AI core pulsed. Suddenly, the screens across the bridge came alive. Images appeared. A human planet being attacked by strange insect-like ships. Massive alien fleets burning through cities. Human soldiers fighting to the last man. Earth falling. Then, Wraith 7 firing back. Alone, furious, and unstoppable. "Is that the obelisk swarm?" Kren asked, horrified. They all knew the stories. The obelisks had wiped out dozens of species before disappearing. Humanity had been their final prey. No one survived, but something wasn't right. The images shifted again, this time showing Wraith 7 drifting silently through dead star systems, hunting what was left of the enemy, one by one, never stopping. "This ship, it fought the war after the war ended," Frask whispered. Then came a final image. The Wraith 7 alone in space, surrounded by wreckage. Not defeated, but victorious. And then, gone. Until now. The red light dimmed. The doors opened again. Frask looked at his crew. "This ship isn't haunted," he said. "It's not abandoned. It's on a mission. One it never finished." "But what mission?" Van asked. As if in reply, the AI core lit up again. One phrase appeared on every screen in the ship. "We do not go quietly." The message repeated, once. Then again. Outside the ship, a faint beacon began to blink in space. A signal not sent in over a century. The silence of Wraith 7 was broken. Something had awakened, and the galaxy was about to remember why humanity was feared. The alien crew of Hellspear stood frozen in the glowing bridge of Wraith 7. The red light from the AI core pulsed slowly, like a heartbeat that refused to die. The message repeated on every screen. "We do not go quietly." It was clear this ship was far from a lifeless relic. It was alive, and it had a purpose. Commander Frask took a deep breath, trying to keep his calm. "We need to understand what this Vengeance Prime protocol is," he said. "It sounds like a weapon, or mission, something this ship was built for." Kren stepped forward, eyes scanning the strange human text. "This ship is not just a machine. It is a weapon and maybe a warning." Before they could search further, the lights flickered violently. Gravity shifted. One of the crew members, Solon, suddenly disappeared. One moment he was beside them. The next, nothing. No alarm, no sound, just empty space where he had stood. Frask's heart pounded. Where did he go? "Gone," whispered Ven. "The ship took him." Panic rose in the crew, but they held together. They needed answers, not fear. Frask focused back on the AI core. He pressed a panel and a hologram flickered to life. A human figure appeared, in a military uniform. The face was sharp, tired, but full of determination. "Colonel Ethan Mercer," Frask read aloud. The hologram spoke in a calm, steady voice. "If you are seeing this message, then Wraith 7's mission is already underway. Earth fell. Our people were lost. But this ship was not made to die with us. It carries the memory, the power, and the wrath of humanity." The crew listened intently. "Protocol. Vengeance Prime is a failsafe," Mercer continued. "An AI-driven combat directive to hunt our enemies beyond the grave. This ship is the last weapon of humanity's will. It is not just steel and circuits, it is the echo of our souls locked in battle until our final victory." Frask swallowed hard. "Echo of souls?" The hologram paused. "We imprinted the memories and fighting spirits of our last crew into the AI. This ship is them. They live on in the core, unseen, unheard, but always ready to fight." Kren's eyes widened. "You're telling me this ship is haunted by human spirits?" "Not ghosts," Mercer said firmly. "Warriors. Our minds, our resolve, our hatred for extinction. They power the Wraith 7, we made sure of it." Suddenly the ship rumbled. The corridor lights turned red again. Doors sealed. It was a warning or a test. Frask moved toward the AI core. "Show me the logs. Show me the mission." The screens flashed. Tactical maps of star systems unknown to the Kalor filled the displays. One system was marked with a pulsing red star, the final known location of the Obelisk Prime Hive, the alien enemy that destroyed Earth. "We were meant to find this place," Mercer's voice said, "and finish what we started." Frask turned to his crew. "This ship is a hunter. It wants to destroy the Obelisk swarm once and for all." Ven looked uneasy. "But if this ship is so dangerous, why was it left drifting?" "The war ended with humanity's fall," Frask said. "Maybe it was lost or forgotten." Suddenly, the ship's AI core emitted a low hum. The pulse grew faster, like a heartbeat racing. Then came a mental sensation, a voice inside their heads, not spoken, but felt. "Join us. Help finish the war." Frask staggered, clutching his head. The ship was communicating directly. "We don't speak like you," he said aloud. This is telepathic, or AI hacking. The voice came again, clearer. We need allies. The obelisk are still out there. We are their judgment. The crew exchanged glances. We made a choice, Frask said firmly. We will help, but on our terms. As they prepared to explore deeper, the ship changed again. Walls shifted subtly. Hidden compartments opened, revealing weapons they had never seen before. Strange energy rifles, pulse cannons, and armored suits engraved with Earth symbols. One of the suits caught Kren's eye. A name tag read simply, Mercer. Colonel Mercer's armor, Kren breathed. It's here. This ship is his grave and his weapon. Frask touched the armor carefully. If the souls of the crew live here, maybe their last orders still stand. Suddenly, a burst of static came from the communications console. Outside, the faint beacon had started broadcasting a signal, not just to the Kalor but across nearby star lanes. The crew stared at the screen, realizing something terrible and wonderful. This ship was calling to the galaxy, to enemies, to allies, to anyone who would listen, and it meant war. Frask looked at his team. Prepare the Hellspear. We leave with Wraith 7. Whatever this mission is, it's not over. Ven whispered. The galaxy thought humans were gone. They were wrong. As the alien crew set their course alongside the human ghost ship far beyond the stars, something ancient and fierce stirred awake. Humanity's last weapon was no longer silent. The Hellspear followed the massive warship Wraith 7 through deep space. The stars outside the viewport looked cold and distant, but inside the atmosphere was tense. The Kalor crew wondered how a ship could be alive in a way they never expected, a ship carrying memories and rage like a living thing. Commander Frask sat beside the glowing AI core, watching it pulse slowly, like the heartbeat of a fallen warrior. The ship's systems began to unlock more memories, showing glimpses of a past war long forgotten by most of the galaxy. Look at this, said Kren, pointing to a holographic display. It's a record of the obelisk swarm. Entire worlds burned, civilizations lost, and Earth was their last target. Frask nodded. We heard the stories, but this is more than history. It's a warning. Suddenly, the ship's AI core shifted. The lights dimmed, and the walls seemed to hum with energy. The ghostly image of Colonel Ethan Mercer appeared again, but this time it was not just a hologram. It was more like a memory playing itself inside the ship. Mercer's voice was calm, but full of sadness and determination. When the obelisk came, they were unstoppable. Their numbers were endless, their hunger without limit. Earth fought bravely, but we were overwhelmed. We lost our cities, our families, our future. The image showed great battles, human ships firing glowing weapons, soldiers fighting in ruined cities, and the unstoppable obelisk swarms like dark storms swallowing everything. But we did not give up. We created Wraith 7, Mercer said. Not just a ship, a weapon powered by the memories of those who fought and died. We imprinted our souls into the AI, so that even if our bodies were gone, our fight would continue. Frask looked at the others. The ship is a vessel for the last human's will. Their pain, their anger, their hope. Ghosts? Ven whispered. Not ghosts, Frask corrected. Warriors. The minds of those lost in battle alive inside the ship's AI, fighting with every pulse of energy. The ship hummed louder. Then came the warning. We are not alone, the AI seemed to say. The stars outside suddenly shifted. Scanners picked up strange signals, ships moving fast toward them. Frask ordered, alert the crew, we are being followed. From the viewport, dark shapes appeared, alien warships, raiders, enemies. The Hellspear crew held their breath. Kren studied the approaching vessels. They are after the Wraith 7. They know what it is, or at least they fear it. Why? Ven asked. Frask said quietly, because it carries the power of humanity's last fight, and some don't want that power to rise again. The enemy ships closed in, but Wraith 7 didn't panic. The AI core glowed brighter. Weapons systems. Powered up, unseen by the Kalor until now. Without warning, the ship's hull lit with energy weapons firing. Pulses of light tore through the dark, destroying enemy fighters like fire through dry grass. Frask felt a mix of fear and awe. This ship is a hunter, a ghost, a weapon unlike anything we have seen. One enemy ship exploded, another fled. The battle was short but fierce. Wraith 7's weapons were old but deadly. Human technology far beyond the galaxy's common weapons. After the fight, the AI core dimmed again. Frask approached it carefully. What mission still holds you? The hologram of Mercer appeared once more. To finish the war, to end the obelisk swarm. Frask swallowed. The obelisk are still out there? Yes, Mercer said. Their prime hive was not destroyed. We only slowed them. Wraith 7's mission is to find that hive and destroy it once and for all. Ven's eyes shone with new hope. Then we are not just witnesses. We are part of the fight. Kren nodded. If humanity's last weapon still burns, maybe humanity itself is not dead. The crew of the Hellspear looked at one another, understanding the weight of their choice. They had found a ghost warship, but inside it lived something more. Human courage, fire, and a promise to never give up. As Wraith 7 set course toward the unknown system where the obelisk hive waited, the Kalor crew prepared for war. The galaxy was changing. The silence of the dead was breaking, and humanity's unleashed power was ready to be felt once again. The stars streaked past as the Hellspear and the massive Wraith 7 traveled deeper into uncharted space. The red beacon, faint but steady, pulsed from the ghost warship, sending a call across the galaxy. It was a signal born from an ancient human promise that they would fight until the last breath. Commander Frask stood on the bridge of Hellspear, eyes glued to the holographic star map floating in front of him. The coordinates marked a hidden system, the final known location of the obelisk. Prime Hive, the place where humanity's last stand had taken place. The place where, if Wraith 7 succeeded, the war could finally end. Can you decrypt that signal? Frask asked Kren, who was busy scanning the warship's communication system. Kren frowned, fingers flying across the console. It's not just a signal. It's a beacon. Something that calls to anyone with the knowledge to find it. And right now, I'm seeing responses. Responses? Ven's voice trembled. From who? Multiple sources, Kren said. Alien. Fleets, scavenger clans, even AI-only groups. The signal is stirring the entire region. Frask felt a chill run down his spine. They want the Wraith 7. But why? The ship's AI core pulsed steadily. Then in their minds a calm voice whispered, We are the judgment. The signal calls the lost. The hunters come. Frask swallowed hard. The ship knows we are not alone. Suddenly, the communications console exploded with incoming messages. Most were hostile. Warnings, threats, demands to surrender or be destroyed. But a few were different. Curious, respectful, even hopeful. One message stood out. A transmission from a distant human colony, long thought lost. Their reply was simple but powerful. Wraith 7 lives. Humanity remembers. Frask exchanged glances with his crew. This changes everything. The galaxy had believed humans extinct. But Wraith 7's beacon proved otherwise. Humanity's final weapon was alive and calling others to action. Kren shook his head. We need to protect this ship. Whoever finds it could change the balance of power. Frask nodded. We prepare for battle, but we also prepare for allies. Days passed as the Hellspear and Wraith 7 moved through dangerous space. Every day the signal grew stronger. Every day more ships appeared on their scanners, some hostile, some tentative. The alien raiders who attacked earlier were only the beginning. One morning, the Hellspear crew woke to alarms. Multiple vessels. Incoming, Kren reported. Their warships, heavy armaments. Frask ordered. Battle stations, shield up. Prepare Wraith 7's weapons. The ghost ship's hull lit up, weapons unseen before in use. The strange pulse cannons and void lance turrets powered on, glowing with deadly energy. The enemy fleet closed in fast. Their ships dark and menacing, they surrounded Wraith 7, ready to strike. But the warship was ready. In the first strike, pulses of blue light shot from Wraith 7, destroying enemy fighters in a dazzling display of power. The Kalor crew watched in awe as the ancient human technology tore through the attackers like fire. Frask yelled over the alarms, "Keep steady, this is not just a ship, it's a legend." The battle raged. Wraith 7 moved with precision, weaving through enemy fire, striking from unexpected angles. It was not a machine, it was a warrior. After hours of fighting, the enemy ships retreated, but the war was far from over. Frask looked at the holomap again. The path to the obelisk hive was clear but dangerous. Kren said quietly, "If we survive this, we will be heroes, or ghosts." Ven smiled faintly. Like Wraith 7. As the ships prepared to jump to hyperspace, the AI core pulsed one last time before fading into a steady glow. The ship's voice came calm but strong inside their minds. "The trigger has been pulled. The hunt begins." Frask took a deep breath. "Then we follow it to the end." The journey ahead was uncertain, but one thing was clear. The galaxy had awakened a power it could not ignore. Humanity's final weapon was ready to unleash its fury. The vast emptiness of space stretched before them, but inside the warship Wraith 7 and the smaller Hellspear, a storm was rising. The alien crew had now witnessed the true power hidden within the ghost ship, the power of humanity's final stand, locked in steel and memory. Commander Frask stood on the bridge of Hellspear, watching Wraith 7 move with deadly purpose. The ship's systems hummed like a living beast, weapons glowing softly as if eager for battle. "We're close to the obelisk hive," Frask said. "The last battlefield of humanity's greatest war." Kren nodded, his eyes sharp. "The galaxy thinks humans vanished. But this ship proves we were never gone. We were waiting." Ven looked out the viewport, her expression a mix of fear and hope. "I wonder what it will be like when the other human colonies hear Wraith 7's signal." The answer came sooner than expected. Suddenly, a crackling transmission interrupted their quiet. "This is the colony ship Hope's Light," the voice said, steady but full of emotion. "We read the signal. We remember. We are here." Frask's heart pounded. The message was from a human colony thought lost decades ago, hidden deep in a remote star system. The message meant humanity was not only alive in a ghost ship, but in living people too. "Prepare to receive them," Frask ordered. Moments later, on the ship's comms, more voices joined. Other colonies, scattered and silent for years, sent signals of support. They were awakening from hiding, answering the call of their lost home. Wraith 7 pulsed with energy as if feeding on this renewed hope. But the galaxy was not ready to accept humanity's return quietly. Enemy fleets had gathered, drawn by the beacon, and the stories of the ghost warship's power. The obelisk remnants, scavenger pirates, and rival empires all saw Wraith 7 as a threat or prize. The battle began. Wraith 7 unleashed its ancient weapons, void lances that tore through enemy shields, spatial mines that twisted space itself, and a soul core reactor that burned with the memories of its lost crew. The ship moved like a ghost, unpredictable and unstoppable. Frask and his crew watched in awe as Wraith 7 fought, its fury fueled by the voices of the past. "It's like, the ship is alive," Ven whispered. Kren nodded. "It's more than alive, it's human." The battle was brutal. Enemy ships fell in waves, but Wraith 7 took damage too. Still, the ship's AI pushed harder, its hologram commanders appearing briefly on the bridge, urging the crew forward. Finally, the enemies retreated, beaten and afraid. Frask breathed a sigh of relief. The message is clear. Humanity is back. And we fight. But the true test awaited in the obelisk hive system. As the ships approached the dark, swirling nebula surrounding the hive, Wraith 7's AI pulsed fiercely. "Prepare for final battle," the voice inside their head said. "This is the moment of reckoning." The Hellspear crew looked to each other, knowing the fight ahead could be the last. Frask said quietly, We are not just survivors. We are the hunters now. And with that, Wraith 7 plunged into the heart of darkness. The dark nebula of the obelisk hive loomed ahead like a storm waiting to break. Inside the Hellspear, the alien crew prepared themselves. They could feel the tension in the air, the weight of a battle that could decide the fate of the galaxy. Commander. Frask stood before the bridge viewport watching the swirling shadows of the hive system. Wraith 7, the ghost warship, gleamed with quiet power beside them. The ship's AI core pulsed steadily, its red light beating like the heart of a warrior. The obelisk await, Frask said softly. This is where it ends. Kren tightened, his grip on the console. They say no one survives the hive, but Wraith 7 is not just a ship. It carries humanity's last stand. Ven looked nervous but determined. We're with you, Commander. The enemy appeared suddenly, like a black wave rushing from the shadows. Obelisk dreadnoughts, massive and terrifying, filled the sensors. Their weapons fired beams of crushing energy. Their numbers seemed endless. Wraith 7 responded instantly. Its hull shimmered with energy shields. Pulse cannons charged and fired. Voidlance beams cut through enemy ships like blades. The battle was fierce and chaotic. Wraith 7 moved with deadly grace, weaving through the enemy's fire. The Hellspear crew fought alongside, launching attacks on smaller enemy ships. Explosions lit the dark space. The sounds of battle filled the bridge. Alarms, warnings, the roar of engines. Frask watched as Wraith 7 unleashed its ultimate weapon, the Soul Core reactor. A glowing orb of energy, powered by the memories and spirits of the lost human crew. It pulsed brighter and brighter, a beacon of fury and hope. With a final command, the ship fired the Soul Core. A wave of energy spread across the battlefield, breaking enemy shields and destroying the obelisk prime hive itself. The dark nebula began to collapse. Enemy ships exploded or fled. Wraith 7, glowing but weakened, drifted through the aftermath. The AI core pulsed one last time. The voice of Colonel Ethan Mercer echoed softly. We do not die. We end wars. The Hellspear crew looked at each other, knowing they had witnessed something historic. Frask spoke quietly. Humanity's weapon has fulfilled its mission, but it is more than a ship now. It is a symbol. Ven smiled. A symbol that humans still fight. That we will never be forgotten. Kren nodded, and maybe a warning. To those who think they can end humanity. As the stars watched silently, Wraith 7 sent a final message across the galaxy. Wraith 7 complete. Humanity. Online. The silence of space was broken. Humanity's unleashed power was alive and ready to face whatever came next.